Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather round. The Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on. I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, that everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pires Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. So far in 2021, 12 albums and 156 songs have been released into the world. But we're not even close to done yet, fam. My plan is to put an album out every month for the rest of my days, as well as show up for you every single night. I've created 3 feature films this year: Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, and A Christmas Story. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark, Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Foch. And then of course Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me, just saying. Hammerlin Jameson's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right at a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, wear 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large, he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. BB Poo Poo. Don't forget we did 3 cryptos this year. BB Poo Poo, PP Poo Poo, and of course, Shibbity Bibbity Boo. But it almost was wrecked because of the original Shiggity Boo Boo. Well, look, people are still on the fence, Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the Bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Pache Mulder. Sonny, you still got the cough? There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Pache. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too. Zucker Chooch, Donald Trump Show, make sure you check that out. And we did a couple of raps over the last year. You may not want to miss those. Trump, Biden, and Christopher Walken rapping? Yeah. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. 10 Commandments. Mark Stradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it. And they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. Like Mark and M's the man now, but what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a friggin' toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it. And this is a little demo I made. Welcome to BeatSeat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you could play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Monday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 1134 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show, and we're going to get into it just like we do every single night, fam. And I hope you're ready. I've got a ton of news stories for you. We're going to get into some music, some comedy like we usually do. I don't know what we're going to do. What's that? No, Zabrosk, you can't get on mic and do a woohoo pre-woohoo. He goes, can I do a woohoo now? I got to go. No. You can't come do your woohoo until you get that end of the song, you know, where all of a sudden the music comes to a close and you're like, I'm feeling a woohoo. That's when we want to hear it, Zabrosk. Not right now. Right, guys? I mean, maybe. No, Zabrosk, I'm keeping your mic off until showtime. How's everybody doing on TikTok? This is day 1134 in a row of live variety. We do the news here. It's comedy news. Basically, they're real stories, but then we just read them in real time and throw a little something in there. And then we write songs live in the moment, so if you stick around for a little while and I get that guitar out, then you could request a title of a song or something, and I'll write you something live in the moment. We release an album a month here. There's been 13 albums in 13 months. It's 169 songs on Spotify, on iTunes, etc. So if you have an urge, this type of stuff.
While the birds fly around and the sun, there's something to live for, yeah. Something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for, yeah. There's something to die for, yeah. 2022 can't get any worse. Let's get it better. Yeah, gonna wake up, gonna get clever, gonna get around the situation, gonna find a way into those something to die for, something to live for. I need more, yeah. Something to die for, you. Give me more, hey. So many perfect ways to spend your days, it hit me. Oh wow, there's something to live for, yeah. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for.
Oh, this is me, 2006, guys.
Something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for.
Let's get it, Matt Sabrowski. Need our woohoo. Right? Right, guys? We're here. We're doing it. We got Matt Zabrowski on the sideline doing a woohoo.
So for all of you who are like, oh, he does a woohoo every night, it's different. No,
It's the same freaking woohoo every night. I just judge it differently based on how I'm feeling. Zabrosk, that was an 8.7 tonight. Right, guys? Wasn't that an 8.7? He killed it. He was doing it over there with the woohoo. Loving it. So 2006, I'm in the studio right at the end of 2006 recording that album.
and I had to hire a drummer. And Brian, who's a great engineer at this place called Clinton Studios, it's kind of weird, but I had Bob Dylan recording upstairs. Had no idea. They had to sign a non-disclosure. They weren't allowed to tell me, but he was upstairs. But one day I'm sitting in the studio, I'm recording maybe even this track. I don't know. No, I was recording this song called Let's Start Slow, which actually had some time on MTV back in the day. And in walks Wyclef Jean, I don't know how you say his name, and Farrakhan. Now, I didn't know who Farrakhan was. And so I'm there, and Wyclef was like such a cool guy. He's like, what are you recording? He's like, yeah, we're looking at a space. We're going to record something together. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. This guy was dapper as can be. He was the sweetest guy I've ever met. Sweetest guy. He was so nice to me. So nice to me. I'm talking to Farrakhan. He's so nice to me. I'm just having this really great conversation about music. I didn't know he was such a great violin player. Having this really down-to-earth conversation with him and with Wyclef about the album I'm recording. And I knew who Wyclef was, and I was like, oh my goodness. Wyclef's like, oh yeah, when you finish off that album, come drop it off in my studio. I was like, well, of course. I don't even know what happened, but I don't think I ever got that album to him. Now I'm thinking about it. I should go. It's been, a long 14 years since that album, but we've released 13 albums in the last 13 months here. Regardless, I'm sitting there. I go to dinner later. Brian goes, so how did you feel meeting the minister? And I was like, what? He goes, that was Farrakhan. I was like, wait, Farrakhan? And I'd heard so many bad things about Farrakhan. Like everything's horrible they say about Farrakhan. I judge people by the way they treat me. You guys know one of my songs, The Truth Is, you got to give it to people the way you want it back. Until you wake again, wearing thin through your skin. Win, lose, or draw, there's someone keeping score. Down here or up there, it doesn't matter till your dying day. That's why you give it to people the way you want it back. Now I sat with my guitar in my hand, and Farrakhan was standing right next to Wyclef. They were the nicest people to me. So I have nothing but respect for both of them because of the way they treated me. I don't know what their history is. I treat people the way they treat me back. In the moment, that's the only experience I've ever had in my life with both of those people. So, that being said, recorded this album. Zabrowski was hired hand. I'm like, what? We didn't have a drummer. He's like, who's gonna play the drums on your album? I was like, I don't freaking know, dude. I do everything. As you guys, if you check out my music, it sounds like I'm a band because I'm a one-man show. I invented the first drum for singer-songwriters. It's called the Beat Seat. I patented it. It's a 2019 Summer NAMM Editor's Choice winner, actually. It's not just something I invented. And it's like, oh, I invented this thing. It actually was selected as Editor's Choice when Gibson, Martin, every single Korg, every single instrument company in the world is at the same place showing their new products. But the Beat Seat was selected Editor's Choice in 2019 at the Summer NAMM before what happened in, the fall going into the winter of 2019 that we've all been living for a few years. That being said, it was an experience to have Matt Zabrowski back me up, but I only met him that day. I'm sitting down with him, and this song, by the way, this made him go woo-woo. Listen, that's him on the drums. This is like Paul Simon vibe, right? Just check out the vibe here. It's like, I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. I look into the windows of the passing cars driving next to me. I have a really cool background. How the open road affects us all. So many perfect ways to spend your days with me. Whoa, there's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. Oh, I was walking down the road today, looking for another way. Ease my mind and help my living. I look into the eyes of the passerby as I smile and roll on by. No offense, that's just me living. So many perfect ways to spend your days with me. Whoa, something to live for.
right down here. Amazing how often I forget the old days. Lying in the field
guys, check
under the
this, ready?
sun while the
Listen to the horns.
birds fly around and sing. There's something to live for. There's something to die for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something to die for.
This is my guitar. Steel drums on my guitar. My guitar synth. So anyway, that's where Zabrowski came in. He didn't exist until we had a woohoo. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he's been with us every day since. Of course, he doesn't even know that he's in the show. It's so funny. Zabrowski is in every single show for the last 1,134 days, roughly. I mean, I think I started putting that song in maybe day 3 or 4. I was like, I need an intro song. I got to do something to live for. And then as soon as I got to the lyrics, it was like, you know, I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's like, is that not ever the Renaissance Man show? This show's about easing our minds, helping our living, getting away from the negativity for a little while. I want to tell you guys here on TikTok, I freaking love you. These guys know it already over here on YouTube. I've been here for 1,134 days waiting for you to show up and find me. I show up every freaking day, 2 hours plus. We put on as much magic as possible in the moment. There is no script, never has been. I grab a bunch of news stories now and I read them live. I write songs about anything live in the moment. Last night we did a song about the truckers. You know, Jeffrey, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I was thinking that maybe what I would do is pop it on tonight while we're here and just watch it back together, because we did that last night. Jeffrey asked me to write a song about the truckers and, you know, what's going on in Canada. And I support freedom 1 billion %. That's a thing you don't get back. And the people who fought for it originally, they fought with not just sweat and tears, but with blood and the loss of lives in order to allow us to wake up with a head on a pillow without living in fear that someone's breaking in the back door. And you don't want to lose that. So anyway, we've been here every single day trying to just shut all of that off. And I realized it's one of my quotes here. I was watching it for the first time really in a while since I made the intro. And let's shut off the noise and turn up the positivity. That's one of my quotes from 2.5 years ago. And let's just shut off the noise and turn up the positivity. If we can somehow lift each other up into the light, and we could shut off all of the darkness that's being thrust upon us at every moment of the day, we can actually come together. We can have a difference of opinions and be okay with it, which is what I've been doing here since day one. I noticed something the other day, and it's a toxic situation that's going on TikTok, for example. Every time I log into TikTok, what I see is they put people who are the complete antithesis of my point of view up for me to see that are live, saying things that are going to trigger me. Guys, this is not something that is an algorithm we created that's giving us what we want. It's giving us what we don't need. It's destroying us from the inside out. You need to shut it off, or you need to figure out how to find content that is not that. I'm now quickly scrolling past anything I see like that. Like there's this one guy he's got this one message that just like triggers me every freaking time I see it. And I just want to get on and state all of the things I believe are fact about this last 2 years. Things that the whole 2 years I have not changed my opinion on once. I find that interesting. That the people who've been dragged through the mud for the last 2 years have not changed their mind once or said anything differently the entire time. Yet somehow they're the ones that are called names at this point. A new name that's no longer fake news. I don't know if you realize that. They changed the word fake news. The other side changed the word fake news to misinformazione. But those people are the ones who have changed their mind and changed their opinion every 5 minutes. And you can't say, oh, we're filing the science. Because the science was what these people said for 2 years, and you told them they were crazy. And now you're finally saying, well, the science is saying... why wouldn't you just listen to these people originally, have a conversation and see where it went? No, they had to shut everybody down, suppress everybody. And that's the problem with the world we live in today. If you do not follow the line of the agenda, they put you in a friggin' hole. That's not just me, but it has been me for the last 3 years. And I am certain of it now that I see what they're doing to Joe Rogan. I speak more passionately about these things than he does. And he's getting dragged into the freaking depths of the planet right now because of having a couple scientists on. I had Dr. Fleming on here for 16 hours. The stuff we talked about is deep. You can go back and see it. Everything he said has come true. It's not going to matter whether you get it or you don't, Mark. Really? Why not, Dr. Fleming? Go and check it all out. It's there. No, you know what's changed? That finally the people that run things are saying, oh, well, we didn't know, but that's what's going on. Should have listened to Dr. Fleming at the beginning. April of 2020. That was pretty much right. February, March, April of 2020. I had him on 4 times, 4 hours each time. They were awesome interviews. He's extremely brilliant. And he had a couple issues in his past that everybody was trying to go after him. But you know what? Nobody's done the research like this guy. And he's brilliant. He really is. And now he's actually blown up. It's crazy. When he was on, he had something like, I don't know. I didn't have many subs, but he didn't have many subs. And on Twitter, for example, he's got like 80,000 followers. He went from like 50 people to 80,000 because he started speaking with, Dr. Mikovits and all these people. And I was like, man, Dr. Fleming's out there. I still don't want to get into those conversations. There's no benefit to me as a show that's not a scientific show to talk about any of that stuff. My firm perspective on this now is I want everybody to do what makes them feel safe. That's it. And what I have to say now is we have some news to get into, right? Zabrosk, you're still here. Guys, Zabrosk sticking around doing news tonight. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to see the real green screen situation that we got here, Renaissance Man green screen, because this is crap, the one they've got. I got a real green screen. You could probably see it. Yeah, it looks a lot better. We're in a radio station, and I'm there right now, midday. Yeah, I'm in Bulgaria, maybe? Where am I, Joanne? Where am I today? Bulgaria? Joanne, she took me on a first one-way ticket trip. I'm there. I'm in Russia right now. That's Russia behind me. Why do you put me in Russia with Putin? I don't want to be there right now with Ukraine, Guys, if you haven't seen, I did a Ukraine scene where I was interviewing a couple of Ukraine soldiers. We may have to watch that tonight because it's real. It's what's going on right now in the world, like frontline stuff. That should be blowing up. I think one of them got some pretty decent views on the shorts, but not on TikTok. They continue to take everything I put out there and just throw it in a freaking toilet. No views, no matter what I put out. It's like the craziest thing. There's nothing that's not funny there, at least I think. And it doesn't even get views. They don't even share it with people because they booted me twice over the last month for just speaking my mind. And I no longer do what I did, which is to say the things I'd seen out there and the articles I'd read and whatever. And so now I just allow them to continue to dictate the narrative. But I will say the one final thing I continue to say always is the loudest voice in the room isn't true. Not always. Sometimes it is, but doesn't mean it is. So just remember that. You could be in a room. Just make sure you use your common sense, your judgment, and research things yourself is all I would say. That we're not in the type of world where you just take people at their word, especially when you open up a document, a pamphlet, and there's nothing in there. It says, intentionally left blank. Yeah, that's one we want to maybe ask a few questions about. I'm just saying, what are we doing, Joanne? What's on the news today, Joanne? Roll it up. Should we put a little music on for the news tonight, Joanne? We're going France style. We're not in Russia anymore. Are we in France? Yes, we are in France. Going to do news. That's not even good. Let's get into the news, though, Joanne. What do we got? First story of the evening. It looks like a Fox News logo. I pull whatever story is on Google News. That's what I'm working with these days. I just pull stories, and then we read them in real time. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it's going to be. If it's good, if it's not good, I'm friggin' scraping it. We're going to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Democratic New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy plans to lift the state's school mask mandate for children and staffers. Murphy is slated to make an announcement on Monday during the pandemic briefing in Trenton. The mandate will officially be lifted on March 7th. Did you see this guy's freaking goofy smile? What are we doing over here, Murphy?
Geez, looks like you had a couple too more than you should have at the friggin' luncheon. Look, he's like, I just went out to lunch and get myself done. I'm doing that impression my daughter did. Is the craziest impression. Did you guys see this on TikTok yet or over on YouTube? It's nuts. I'm bathing my daughter and she's doing this. She's a celebrity impressionist too. I don't know who the hell she was doing, but it's hilarious. I want to play it for you. You got to hear this. Of course, there's not a video of her because I won't put video of my kids. But let me show you this. Or you got to hear it. It's a reaction. It's me reacting to this insanity. Oh, goodness. I got to tell you, there's so many things I wish I could post of her because she's comedic. Her mannerisms are straight up. Like, I know she's, fortunately or unfortunately, she takes after me in a silly way, and God love her for it. So let's just for a second, we'll see if we can. I don't know if I want to take Murphy off the screen because we got to look at that noggin. Look at that freaking noggin, right? What are we doing? Right, Joanne? No, I don't think he's single. She goes, "You think he's single?" No, I don't think he's single, Joanne. Plus, who says he wants a humongo carditis, right? You got it. It's now humongo. You were on gigantocarditis for a couple of weeks. We called the physician. They called the American Journal of Sciences to take photos. 7 pages just to get through the left ventricle artery. What was it again, Joanne? Joanne, get the freaking paperwork out, right? Like, you want me to remember what they worked on with you? What they shot photos of for the journal? Medicine? I can't be meant to take care of that to count out the doll hair that I pay you on a daily. I tricked her. Lifetime contract. We did it. Blood oath, you know. And I told her before we started, Joanne, look, I'll pay you $500 an episode. And she goes, I'm in. I love the show. I want to be a part of the show. Don't you dare throw that at me, Joanne. She's always throwing the doll hair at me. And look, I got her bad. I mean, look, I told her to call her, call the litigator. You want to get it going? Let's do it. Because my contract is freaking ironclad. I said it in there. 500 doll hairs per episode. My fault she had wax in her ears that day. She couldn't hear when I said doll hairs, not dollars. It's what happens here. She's just not paying attention to the detail. I think what was really bad, though, is when I caught her off guard one day and said, Joanne, I feel bad about the doll hair, deal. How do you feel about if I give you a couple bucks on top of the doll hair? So at least you got something for it. And she goes, Mark, I'd love a couple bucks. So every day at 11, what time is it right now, guys? Oh, 20 minutes ago, Joanne. How are you doing over there? Do you have a caribou yet? Yeah, so I started giving her 2 caribou a day. She said, couple bucks. What do you get from me? You got to be completely, I go by the word. I'm a by the word, by the book guy, and when you say you want a couple bucks, I take care of you. I upgrade you to caribou, double caribou. She's got them. They're there. And she's got a backyard. I think you're up to a couple hundred caribou. We started a caribou. We thought it makes sense. If we do a caribou, then maybe the little kids come by and they're like, oh, look, mommy, there's another caribou. Can't freaking look away from them. You know what I mean? Like everywhere you look, there's a caribou. You're like, oh, where are we supposed to drive? There's caribou everywhere covering the road. Now they've gathered around you. Bah, bah. You got Rudolph in the freaking middle. That's where they found him. Is in Joanne's caribou. He was lost. He's trying to find his way. It was sad because he didn't really get any respect from those other reindeer. They're like, oh, you know what? You got a weird freaking nose. You can't shut it off? That meant no, I can't. But it blinked, which was interesting. Like he would, when he was sleeping, it would go in and out. Almost like it's almost like when you're on a boat and you're in the Merchant Marines and you see that, or maybe a lighthouse. You're in a lighthouse. You're in a boat and you're taking it as a Merchant Marines. You're on the Merchant Marines boat and you see the lighthouse and it's going, That's what the stupid reindeer nose was doing, And they start devising plans. They're like, dude, what do we do about this dumb nose? I need total darkness to sleep.
It became an issue. That's all I say. Like, I feel bad for Rudolph at the beginning until they learned that he had there was a worth to him. They really, they really beat him up, and they punched him in that nose a few times, thinking that maybe it would shut it off. I feel bad. You get hit in the nose, the caribou fist. Ooh, Joanne, right? You've had that happen to me. She's like, I get punched all the time. I'm sorry, I give you 2 caribou a day. That's what you get for saying you want a couple bucks, There was one more I gave her. I forgot what it was because, I'm mental and this all happens in the moment here. Guys, day 1,134 in a row of live improvisation. Okay, that's what we do here. Let's see what this goofball on the screen, you guys are missing it. You got to head over to YouTube. Link in bio. All you got to do is do the link tree. You're going to see a live show every day, 1,134 days in a row. And we're releasing friggin' content, huh? Right, guys? What are we talking about? Almost 2,000 pieces of content since I started this show. Murphy last renewed the school mask mandate last month by declaring a public health emergency. Wait, so Joanne, in less than a month, he went from public health emergency to let's take off the masks. Now, I'm not disagreeing. I got 3 kids. I don't want them in those freaking masks any more than Murphy's saying with that dumb face. Look, he had a couple extra drinks. They got him to sign this. He was like, they caught him. You know what it was? Red-handed. They're like, look, we got you drinking a little extra Chivas here at the luncheon. And now we're going to hold you over the coals. If you don't take off those freaking masks, the kids, we're going to go public with your drinking issues. Phil Murphy. Not Phil Dunphy. No, Joanne, not Phil Dunphy. That's from a TV show. It says Phil Murphy. He's a guy and he's a Democratic Party governor, all right, for New Jersey. So these requirements, again, give us no joy, but they're the only responsible course of action at this time. He said at that time, Joanne, if that's your real name, right? We don't even know anymore. Soros, Soros is her father. If you didn't know, I had Maury Povich in here, and that was a serious episode. Like, it got real because I had done the, behind the scenes work. We found George Soros. We're there, invited him to like this crazy speaking event because we were like, we just love your voice. Can we please hear you speak just some poetry? Oh, George Soros, we love that freaking voice. Soros comes down, bang him over the friggin' head, right? He falls to the ground. Joanne comes out of nowhere with like a little bag. She takes a couple pieces of hair, and then she also takes like a drop of spit into the bag. Brings it 23andMe in it. We find out it's like record time. Well, we wanted to not know anything about it. We had to go right to freaking Maury. We wanted Maury to do the reveal, Maury comes into the studio. It was a Wednesday. It was raining. Remember that, Joanne? And she was so nervous that day. Joanne, stop the wheezing, right? Right, guys? We're here. We're trying to tell a story about Maury, and she's freaking wheezing it up, George Soros' voice, daughter. Well, we didn't know for sure at the time, but the voice was there, the look. So we call in Maury. Maury comes down. He opens up the, the manila envelope. And everybody, craziness. Like, you could hear a pin drop, except for Joanne's wheezing, of course. And we pull it open and we see it and we look. And Maury goes into one of his Maury moments. When it comes to the case of George Soros and Joanne, you are the father. Bang, biggity boo. The crowd goes crazy. I mean, there was a guy running. Oh, no, are you kidding me? What? Yo, yeah, he's the father. They went nuts that day. It was a crazy episode. You should go back and look for it, right? Joanne, what episode was that? Joanne, what do you freaking do back there besides wheeze and open up the, the cabinet to file the Zabrowski file? I just can't figure you out. Anyway, back to the story, guys. Murphy's executive orders requiring masks be worn by students and teachers in schools faced a lawsuit last year. Sure did, Joanne. What's that? No, Joanne, I'm trying to do the news. You're trying to stop me do the news Renaissance man style? Guys, when you get into it, and all of a sudden, Joanne starts wheezing, It's just tough, you know. I'm moving on from this story. Glad there's no more mask. I told you, if we don't like a story, we freaking move on. We had it going. We're moving on to the next story. Looks like we've got something here. Paralyzed patients walking in minutes. This I gotta know more about. At 6. Joanne, more at 6. Just grab some freaking popcorn then. No, I don't want to hear it. She says she's hungry. God almighty, the wheezing. Right, guys? I'm gonna be quiet so you can listen. Right? Oh my goodness! She's so freaking loud. It's like a cheese grater, and I'm here. I'm just trying to do the news. Anyway, let's get back to it, guys. For years, researchers have been helping paralyzed people walk by simulating, or Joanne, it's not simulating, stimulating. Can you please stop pushing the teleprompter so fast? All right, guys? You know? By the way, head over to YouTube if you really want to get the right experience for this. Researchers have been helping paralyzed people walk by stimulating their spinal cords. Now, a team of Swiss scientists has improved upon the effort, enabling their patients, or 3 patients, Joanne, with spinal cord injuries to turn on a device and take their first steps within minutes. This is a great story, Joanne. I want to hear more, and I want you to stop your wheezing so I can get through it, okay? It would be nice if you can do it. I know it's hard. You have to breathe. I get it. But the improvements suggest that a commercial product, gosh almighty, I gotta put my glasses on or something tonight. Like, I'm not doing it, you know? I can't see a freaking thing right now. Trying to read the story, Joanne. Trying to do it. What? No, I'm fine. I don't need anything. I'll get a bowl of cereal in a little while or something, you know? I don't need them, though. Improvements suggest that a commercial product available to tens of thousands of paralyzed people worldwide might be only a few years away, Joanne, you know, with your humongocarditis. You're on, you know, the cusp of having an issue needing, you know, to, you know, get an electric treatment so you can walk again. Because, you know, I'm having a hard time getting out of the studio right now. Humongocarditis. One of the men, Michel Rocati, 29, who was injured in a 2017 motorbike accident, said with the stimulation turned on, he can now walk, bike, swim, and climb stairs. That's freaking awesome. Everything I have in mind to train, I can do with the stimulation, he said in a recent call with media. He uses the stimulator, which activates electrodes implanted on his spinal column, a few hours a day. It's part of my daily life, he said. The device was designed specifically for those use in contrast to previous devices. They were repurposed neurostimulators meant to help people with Parkinson's and similar diseases. While the stimulation has an effect right away, it still took 3 to 4 months of training before Riccardi and others could walk without support. It's not that it's a miracle right away, said Rigel Courtine. Joanne, I didn't get that one. It's Gregory. I think it's Gregory. I'm going to do a Gregory on that one. Is that right? Peter, can we? Okay. Peter said that if I go Gregory, he said that he'll accept. It's not that it's a miracle right now, said Gregory Courtine of the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, who's helping to lead the work published Monday in Nature Medicine. But the stimulation enabled Riccardi to begin training about 10 days after his August 2020 surgery. After one day, I was able to walk, Riccardi said. To see my legs moving, it was a very emotional experience. He stayed in Switzerland for 9 months of rehabilitation before moving home to Torino, Italy, where he continues his therapy. I feel better when I use it, said Riccardi, who now lives independently in his own apartment. I can do everything alone, no problem. He's a freaking Italian, right? Yeah, he's an Italian. Yeah, I could do it everything alone. I could do it alone, no problem. A little bit. I will forget about it. No, Joanne, that's the best Italian I could do. She's like, you could do better Italian than that. All right, one more time. I'll try it one more time, Joe. You know, sometimes she really challenges me. You could do better. Okay, fine. I'll give it a shot. Ooh, I feel better when I use it. No, I can't do it. I'm not feeling it, Joanne. Leave me alone. No. Oh, fine, get me some wheat thins. You know, sometimes you need to ask for something, you know. Someone's asking what I'm on about. Very well. So if you don't understand when you come onto this platform what's going on, this is a live improvisation show. I'm reading the news. If you head over to YouTube, you can see the stories or at least see what I'm reading, and you can get a kick out the fact that there's no teleprompter and that Joanne is not real. And I just yell at somebody in the background while we do a show. And it gives me some comic relief to throw into the program, I guess. But this show is comedy, it's live music, and it's basically everything. That's why it's called the Renaissance Man Show. So head over to YouTube if you really want to get the experience. Anyway, Riccati and other 2 trial participants had no sensations or movements in their legs at the beginning of the trial. Although more work needs to be done to refine the stimulator, Dr. Jocelyn Bloch, a neuroscientist and neurosurgeon who helped lead the way at Lausanne University Hospital, said she expects it to be widely effective for spinal cord injuries. We need one day to have this technology as a treatment available for everyone. It's not yet, but hopefully it will be within a few years. So great news, guys, for anybody who's paralyzed. They may have a chance to actually walk again. Very cool stuff. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I feel like we're making some headway really when it comes to certain advances, but we really have stalled on others. Like, why don't we have any real treatments for Parkinson's, real treatments for Alzheimer's? You know, you have to imagine there's nothing for Alzheimer's after all this time. You know, when they are putting all the money into specific treatments, but not the diseases that are really affecting Americans and people across the globe, that is one of the most upsetting diseases to see take over somebody. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that, but it's terrible to see someone lose their mind and not know who they are anymore. So I feel for that. I feel like they should really do Parkinson's, same thing. There's got to be a way to break through to the mind again. I don't know. It just seems sad that these things are going on. Anyway, guys, look at this. Highly infectious, more damaging HIV variant found in the Netherlands. This is interesting. I just wanted to talk about this very quickly. How many strains of HIV have there been? How many other strains have there been? I haven't heard of any other variants. And then I started thinking about how this new bugaboo that they made needed a piece of the AIDS virus in order to be successful to connect. And I'm thinking, is this somehow connected to the crap that everybody's been popping in their shoulders the last couple of years? Like, I hope not. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to get into any other else. Just that was the first thing I thought when I saw that. This right here is interesting. Vitamin D. Okay, we're going to talk about something else that's going to have to be very quick. Vitamin D could be a piece of sieve, the cove, the complex puzzle, as Israeli scientists say, after new study finds a link between deficiency and severe illness. Guys, this is just funny to me because for the last 2 years, this is what people have been saying, and they were totally smashed down on the planet Earth. Nobody's talking about vitamins at all. Go and hide in your basement for 10 days. That was it. Go hide in your basement. But vitamin D, many doctors, many scientists have been saying you boost the hell out of your system with vitamin D and vitamin E, and I think it was vitamin E. But there's a lot of things you could take, but the vitamin D thing is interesting. They said, hey, boost your vitamin D, and it could help you between a deficiency and severe illness. That's something they just reported on February 7th, 2022. Hey, guys, go back to April 2020. When Dr. Fleming was on my show for 16 hours, see what he says about the same exact subject. Interesting how they're coming to what he said in April of 2020. Nobody wants to talk about any of that. There's no money to be made. That's why they're talking about it in Israel. It's surprising I even see this on Yahoo. It's crazy to me that you won't even find these stories unless you turn your VPN on and go across the planet. Anyway, boost up on vitamin D, guys. Look, low vital levels of vitamin D prior to catching COVID were linked to worse illness, a study found. Vitamin D helps bolster the immune system to tackle viruses that attack the lungs, researchers say. Vitamin D is one piece of the complex puzzle underlying severe COVID, the scientists cautioned. Israeli scientists said that they found striking differences in the chances of getting seriously ill from SIV, and they compared patients who had suffered vitamin D levels prior to contracting the disease to those who didn't. A study published on Thursday in the journal PLOS ONE found that about half of the people who were vitamin D deficient before getting the cove developed severe illness, compared to less than 10% of the people who had sufficient levels of vitamin in their blood. We know vitamin D is vital for bone health, but it's a role to protect against severe cove, and it's well established. So basically, like I said, Dr. Fleming said the same thing, and nobody wanted to talk about that until you see it and it becomes okay and acceptable. I just don't like how that's no longer called misinformation. It was until today. Anybody who said that same thing was smashed down and freaking covered over, and they grew grass on top of them. It's a sad state of affairs when you can't ask questions or something like this is said, and they bash you, and they're like, oh, by the way, that's the way it is. Like my favorite thing now is when I hear people over and over on this platform say, nobody ever said it was going to stop it. Friggin' liars. I just want to scream at the screen, and that's the whole point. TikTok specifically is engineered so we get triggered. There's a very good chance anybody who's finding my platform doesn't like positivity and is going to get triggered by positivity, by live songwriting, by live comedy. They're just going to be trolls or whatever because, and I don't know if that's true, I'm just saying, TikTok's algorithm is to create a friggin' war between humanity. Every time I tune in, I see the same bunch of fools saying the same freaking across the line agenda.
Follow the freaking comply.
I'm like, and I just want to scream at the screen. And I'm like, that is what they want. That's what China did when they created this. Do you know what their algorithm does for TikTok in China? Their algorithm in China rewards people who have scientific innovations. People are doing new things to promote the intelligence of their people. What do they do here in America? They promote somebody who does, oh, look, they went like that really good. Oh, 50 million followers. That's what they do. People with zero talent, they promote because they want people to be brain dead. They don't want real talent to come to the surface. They don't even want real voices to be heard because they need it to be drowned out by the agenda, the lie that continues to be freaking spoken, even though everyone knows now. Now they're all saying,
Oh no, we're all gonna get it. We just won't get really sick.
okay, I saw a lot of people get really sick in the last month and a half. They all were fully bugabooed. So freaking stop with the lying. I'm so sick of it. That's the misinformation. These liars that keep twisting that one thing. It's just 2, then it's 3, then it's 4. Oh, we just wear double mask. Oh, look, we may need a 5th. Well, I mean, what's next? Is it a 5th? Is it a 6th? Who the freak knows? We're going in the wrong direction here. And like I said, every year and a half, they say, we didn't even know. How are we supposed to know? Oh, that's right. You smashed the friggin' hell out of every scientist and doctor who suggested that could be a thing. That it could be a thing. No. Dr. Weasel Fauch. It's my way or the highway. My way or the highway of Dr. Weasel Fauch. God almighty. You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, look, I just want us all to be safe. And I don't think that the way to be safe is to continue to get that fear that's thrown at us all day long. Instagram effect. I was scrolling for 13 hours a day. Influencer Lauren Black, she's a former Instagram employee, speaks in a new BBC 3 documentary, The Instagram Effect. As influencer Lauren Black gained more than 100,000 followers on Instagram, she felt the pressure build. I was quite anxious because every day I had to then please thousands of more people. I was on Instagram all the time. My screen time was like 13 hours a day. It was ridiculous. From the moment she woke up to when she fell asleep, the 26-year-old would be scrolling and liking other people's pictures. I thought if I changed myself, then I would gain more followers and get all these new opportunities, she adds. I just created this vision in my mind that if I went and did this, this would be the outcome, and it was a lie. BBC Three documentary The Instagram Effect hears from people like Lauren, as well as former Instagram and Facebook employees, to explain how the app has affected its users. When I look back on pictures, you can see I was ill. As Lauren spent more time on the platform, her eating disorder worsened. Lauren felt exposed to harmful content as she scrolled on Instagram, but she followed and interacted with the accounts that were sizes 4 to 6. Having an eating disorder is really easy for you to fall into, a trigger hole, she explains. Once I see one thing that's triggering, it's kind of easy to then go and find things that are also triggering, just because that part of your brain likes it. Being a trigger hole can have serious effects on what happens in your next life. Like I might see something and then not eat dinner. At the height of her eating disorder, Lauren says she would put off eating and then she would not eat. Then she did eat. She would only consume a very little amount. I basically just ignored it when I was hungry, she says, and when I did eat it, it would just be the tiniest amount. I woke up and I was so busy with work that I just put it off for as long as possible. And I feel like that's kind of the same sense of harm of having an eating disorder. It's just basically starving yourself. So here's what happened. They're saying that there's a major issue with Instagram specifically, where young girls are feeling the negative effects of this social media platform, and they're specifically designed to bring you into a depressive state. So you need it. It's all designed, this is a complete designed. I want to say it's almost like an addiction, because it is. It is an addiction. If you look back at it, Steve Jobs, Wozniak, all these guys never let their kids have cell phones, have iPads, because they knew how addictive it was. So I think that when you look at that and you stand back for a little bit and you think about how the intention of each and every one of these apps is to keep you on as long as possible. How do they do that? And like I said, this is what happens. I open up. The first thing I see is this friggin' one shoot. She's like 23 years old. And I'm sure anybody out there who thinks like me sees this same idiot. And he's out there saying, look, no, man, it's good, it's safe, effective. You got to go out there and get it. It's great. Yeah, everybody should go get it. Like even kids. Yeah. Like shut your friggin' hole. Just go and do you. If you got it, good for you. How don't you shut your freaking hole? Like let people do what they want. That's going to be the decision. He says now, if you're healthy, you should be mandated to get it. And I'm like, I can't stand when people tell you what to do when there's no benefit to taking this thing at this point. So the fact that people are telling you to take it, you don't get really sick. You're still getting and you're still spreading. And that's so you want to force everybody to take something when you still get and spread. Oh, I can't even get into it. Sorry. I love you guys. Don't want to get into it. I just want you to know that I know. And I know you know. This is all intended to bring us down into a spiral and to depress us so they can take us over. I don't even know what that means specifically, but that's what's going to happen here. If we can't get along, it's easy to wipe us off. Not everyone is excited for Duchess Camilla to be queen after her infamous affair with Prince Charles. Now, this isn't scrolling. We had this story on the other day. Actually, I just wanted to bring this up because we have a bunch of shorts about Camilla and Prince Charles, Prince Charming, right? And Princess Di. So you should go check those out, the shorts. And guys, last story of the day before we get into some music here. That's not the right story. Kanye West claims we already did that one about the hit being out on her. Well, that's too bad. I had another story. I just don't know what it is now. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, I guess not. Oh, this is we'll leave with this because I didn't see this video, but this is sad. I'm hoping that this isn't as bad as it looks, but it's definitely not good. San Francisco. No thanks. San Francisco Olympian Nina O'Brien crashes at the finish of the giant slalom, taking off the course on a stretcher. Oh my goodness, look at that. Doesn't look good. I mean, she lands on the knee and the shoulder. That's not good. Nina O'Brien suffered a scary crash in her Olympic debut, tumbling through the finish line in her second run of the giant slalom Monday morning in Beijing with President Xi. That's mine. She had to be taken off the course on a stretcher after falling on the last gate. O'Brien, a 24-year-old member of the Team Palisades from San Francisco, has been placed 6 behind her first run. After her first run, Joanne, stop pushing the teleprompter along! The crash disqualified her from the event. Video showed she may have suffered a leg injury. The U.S. ski and snowboard team tweeted that she was alert and responsive. Nina O'Brien crashed and finished, but she's alert and responsive. See, Joanne? They did say it in a tweet. What is it? It's a tweet. I know. Stop saying twit then. She's the one who fed me that. I got my earpiece in. Goodness. In a follow-up statement to KCRA3, the team said it would have more information to share later, but that she is in good hands. And as with our U.S. ski team doctor in giant slalom, skiers zigzag down a mountain at high speeds. It features fewer and wider turns than slalom. Michaela Schifrin, the American reigning Olympic champion heading to the event, said, also crashed on the same course during her first run and missed the medal podium. She tweeted that we are so heartbroken for Nina, saying that O'Brien had shown so much heart and fire in her skiing today. It all got shredded to pieces on the final turn. Schifrin added that the sport is brutal and it hurts. Yes, clearly when you freaking fall on your face on a slalom. The warrior that she is, she will get back stronger and speedier than ever with the same upbeat and kind attitude that it's trademark Nina. That's almost, you know what? I could almost read that as Unsolved Mystery style, you know. The warrior she has, she will get back stronger and speedier than ever with the same upbeat kind of attitude and a trademark Lena. Find out more in the next Unsolved Mysteries. Sarah Hector of Sweden won the gold medal in the event. Federica Brignoni of Italy won silver, and Laura Gutbehrami of Switzerland won the bronze medal. By Menon. There's more, but I'm not friggin' reading it.
I absolutely love.
I don't care what you love. You know what I mean? She's trying to tell us what she loves. You know? When you're doing it, and then she starts telling about what she loves, and you're like, no, I'm already doing it. I don't need input on your end, lady, in the ad. Trying to get me on that ad, right? Oh, if I get the first 15 seconds in, I'll hook them. Yeah, good luck on that one. I saw that ad. It was almost as good as the Gary V commercial ad. Gary V, crushing it, going out to the tag sale. Guys, gonna go crush it. Find me the good deals. Going to eBay, made profit, crushing it. Sometimes you're crushing it. Gary V style. So guys, I'm going to play you a song right now. I'm thinking that I'm going to play you something you may not have heard yet from the album that just was released. And what I mean by that is we have a few songs that you haven't heard yet because they were already released at some point, but I never really turned them into an album. They're just like instrumentals or whatever. So let me just see if there's something here that I missed. I know there's something here I missed. Let's go to the playlist. My newest music album is called In the Twilight Zone. And are we ever in the Twilight Zone, fam and friends, right? When you're in it. And you're doing a Rod Sterling? Whatever his name is, we're doing it. All right, so clearly I don't know what songs I got here. I'm going to play some random. I'm going with something random here. A lot of these songs are on albums anyway, but it doesn't have to be from this album. I'd actually prefer to play you things that you haven't heard yet. Oh, goodness. All right, this right here is kind of crazy. Oops. So, Eyes Closed. This is a crazy song. I found the first poem I ever wrote in 1997, okay? And my friend Illy She actually played Juliet when I was in Romeo and Juliet. We both, I played Romeo, she played Juliet, and we did it for about a year. And we were friends in college. And basically, she gave me these poems, this book because I was writing stuff, but on a piece of paper. And I never even thought about getting like a book to write my poetry. And she got me a poetry book. It's around here. It's in the back. But so she gets me the poetry book, and I start writing. The first poem I ever wrote, I came across one night. And so I was like, you know what? Let me see what this is. And we pull it out. This is the bit right here. I think I gave you the full thing so you can see how this whole came. Or this is a Tarantino moment where you see the song, and then afterwards you see how it all crept up. Anyway, here we go. Check this out. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to try to flip the screen so you guys on TikTok can see this as well. And I'll at this point go grab a bowl of cereal, because it's almost midnight. I'm doing it. Here we go. Oh, that's not the right spot for it. Here we go. Let's see what this is.
At Walgreens, we know February is the season for LOVE. It's also something sweet.
Okay.
Silhouette of a daydream. Monkeys and bananas on every tree. And the dew drops on a freshwater stream. Your eyes closed. Eyes closed. Not for the world could I see music's beauteous sound and symmetry. Equal pace, moving transgression and to succession. With our eyes closed, your eyes closed. A day has never looked as good as this dream. Or shall I say an obsession? Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Would you ask whatever I felt in every task? And you cannot imagine the mind's creative mask. No, it pulls off when you were given the opportunity to look into the eyes of a human being. No tricks, just bizarre repertoire. Oh. Eyes closed. Your eyes closed. eyes closed, yeah. Your eyes closed, yeah. Keep your eyes closed, your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. I'm back again, I want some more. I close my eyes, begin a new tour, and where it leads I shall find out. Maybe I shall see another day, another world, another way. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. It's not there. The ankles and shadows to my despair. But you're there. The race deep in creed. Not a flower or a rose or a weed. Peaceful and in a word poetry. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Peaceful inward poetry. Each one means life eternally. They hide deep down inside the crust there, where they roam idle and steal our trusts. With our eyes closed, but it's our fault, although it may not seem. It's only in my mind, it's only in my dreams. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Eyes closed. I just wrote a song out of the first piece of poetry I ever wrote. And this is my first real journal. Anyway, this is called Eyes Closed. The silhouette of a daydream, monkeys and bananas on every tree, and the dewdrops on the freshwater stream. But not for the world could I foresee music's beauteous sound and symmetry, equal pace moving transgression to succession. A day has never looked as good as this dream. Or shall I say, an obsession? Of what, you ask? Whatever is felt in every task.
You cannot imagine the mind's creative mask it pulls off when given the opportunity to look into the eyes of a human being. No tricks, just a bizarre repertoire, which has just been obtained during muggy, snowy, emotional pain. I am not a saint or a bartender, but springs and stools cannot surrender what they live and what they dream when their mind and brain become a team. I'm back again. I want some more. I close my eyes and begin a new tour. Where it lead, I shall find out. Maybe I shall see another world, another way. More different than anyone can portray. It can't be seen because it's not there. Ginkles and shabracks to my despair. Oh man, I remember this now. Wow. Each of a race deep in creed, not a flower or a rose, and not a weed, but peaceful and in a word, poetry. Each one means life eternally. They hide deep down inside the crust where they roam idle and steal our trusts. But it's our faults. Although it may not seem, it's only in my mind and in my dreams. Holy freaking cow. Woo! That's a powerful moment right there, guys. Powerful moment. I am still in the middle of eating
Discover Card here to explain our
my bowl of
cashback.
cereal. So I'm going to try to see if I can turn this up so people can see on ticker, on the talker, while I quickly put on another song. I'm going to play something from the album. This right here is, let's see. I'm really into these tunes because they're so new. So I'm going to put on 2022 We're Coming For You because this is one that just came out yesterday. Make sure you watch it, give it a like, give it a share. Got my reservations too. Take a moment, find yourself in the dark. Find yourself in the bright light before you know it. Time, if you wanted to pass you by, or get up and go right now, make your way into the night with fire coming out of your heart, of your soul. I swear you can find yourself if you go into this new year with me. Oh, 2022.
ocean for me and you. They want us going down rabbit holes, never understanding that we're here to come together. Now it's all a card game, yeah. Couple guys above, they're playing with our souls. There's a pot, yeah. Who's gonna win the lot? I don't know if I can hang it anymore. 'Cause people ain't using their minds, no. They're listening to all of the cooler talk, yeah. I don't know if I can make it through it if I don't express myself. Here, every night, every day. Renaissance man way. Let it all out into the world. Let it out to the world. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. You got to let out 2022. We're coming for you, King. Say it. Oh, got a smile on our faces. We're not looking back nowhere. This is the place we want to be. It's all in the light. Opportunities. So let's come together. Let's come together. Oh, oh, oh. 2022. We're coming for you.
So I think I may want to try something here, because usually I would just edit this into place tonight, and I'm probably going to do it, but it really depends on if it's good. We're going to find out right now.
My job.
So last night, Jeffrey was kind enough to tell me when the magic took place when we wrote this song. And if you haven't yet, give last night's show a like. It always helps to give the show a like, give it a share, tell friends. Those are the possible ways for us to lightly break through algorithms and start to get some other eyes here, new family members to join the community. So, Jeffrey, I want to thank you for today.
Do your taxes for you.
As I say, I went and I posted a bunch of, I think it was 4 shorts today, and saw a comment on one of the quotes, or one of the shorts from Jeffrey. Thank you. Those are the things, because then what that does is it allows me to respond back, and I think the more of those comments and responses and potentially re-responses from other people we have, the better that the algorithm sees it, that there's interaction to the video. So that's what we should hopefully try to do here, is to create some hype. We have to create some hype for the world. So that's a family effort. I'll put out the content. Just do me a favor and pop in, leave a like, pop it out to someone if you can. Just leave a like and a comment. That'll help. So at hour 46, right, Jeffrey? Let's see where we are. Okay. Freedom Convoy. Freedom Convoy. So this was last night based on Jeffrey's request for anybody know where it's song about a freedom
Give me some
convoy.
information in the chat so I could use it.
Oh, this was awesome. You guys are feeding me info. That's right.
This has been going on, and I'm obviously on the side trucking to Ottawa. Okay.
On our way to Ottawa, yeah. 7 miles long.
70 miles long, a world record. Is that? It's 70 miles long. Is the convoy? Are you serious? This is a great version of like
Mother truckers.
interaction to create a
They
song.
came
You
up.
guys helped out big time on this.
Oh, goodness.
Be aware of the kitty comedian. We are Kitty. You rock. All right, let me see if I can put on the Renaissance Man beat seat scene. Guys, this is my invention.
Celebrate Valentine's Day for less with Kohl's. Get 65% off jewelry,
Yeah.
25% off
Oh
festive
my
pajamas,
goodness.
and
I can't
25%
wait
off
to get
cozy home
25%
finds.
off your
Plus, take an extra
50%
20%
off upgrade. Like, my favorite thing is when they tell you that it's 25% off. They just upgraded it 30%. So they're really making 5% on that 25% off, just so you know. 5 extra percent. So 70 miles, wow, over 50,000 trucks. I love it. Playing hockey in the streets, dancing in the streets, 70-mile long world record. I like that.
Get behind the wheel tonight. I got to ride into the fearless squadron to fight. Gonna take on the man ain't so popular these days. Or is it with the quiet majority? Cause they keep suppressing us, so we're going to get in on the trucks and say F you. Freedom's up, yeah, communism down. Yeah, freedom's all we got, yeah, we're gonna sound the horns in. Going all day and night, 7 mile long, yeah. Got ourselves a world record, not like we tried to do it. We're just trying to fight for our freedom in 2022. Who knew we had to put it all on the line? Yeah, a crazy time, yeah, we're living in. Crazy time we're living in. Got a freedom convoy running down the tube. Let me here to Ottawa, no gonna stop on the way, gonna play some hockey in the streets, yeah. Get the convoy, yeah, steaming down the line. No one's getting by, no block the way, yeah, till we get our say. You gotta open your ears, PM, cause you're going to kill us before we have a chance to buy food for our family tonight. Get your bugaboo, gotta do mandate for everyone, that's what you gotta do. Even no, don't stop anything, no, and you're gonna spread it too. But you gotta get your bugaboo, that's what we're gonna make you do. But the truckers say, no effing way, I'm gonna break my shotgun in the back if I gotta fight you. I'll do what I gotta do. The freedom convoy. The freedom convoy. it on the news, or call us what you want. You can think that you got the people's ear, but you got people living in fear, yeah. And we ain't stopping, no, that's clear, yeah. We ain't no fringe or majority, no we're gonna take the fight to you. My fellow Canadians, it's time we all come together and we get a bugaboo to protect our neighbors. If you don't do it, you're not a Canadian. And I could be Liam Neeson's son. We're not sure, but I have a certain set of skills. Oh, really? Hit me a commercial? Right in the middle of the certain set of skills? Oh. So truckers, please, stop this madness and get your bugaboos. If you want to continue to work, you got to get your bugaboo. If you want to continue to go out to eat, you got to get a bugaboo. If you want to get some milk from the store, you got to get a bugaboo. You got to get a bugaboo. The bugaboo. You got to get the bugaboo. You got to get the bugaboo. You got to do. Gotta get the bugaboo. Gotta get a bugaboo to do. If you don't get 2, then you gotta get 3 more. And then you're gonna show the door. Yeah, you gotta get a second card. Cause you can't say you're vaccinated anymore. No. Always changing the rules, yeah. Let's call everyone the misinformation, yeah. Oh, what's the real information? Yeah, it seems like it's a changing every day. Well, listen to you, Get the freedom convoy. Get the freedom convoy. Freedom convoy, yeah. Gonna grab the horn, yeah. Gonna let down. Gonna keep everyone up till we make our sound. Gonna take you on ride all the way down the highway to Ottawa. Say 70 miles long, ride the crazy train, yeah. Whoa, the freedom train, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, freedom train. My fellow Canadians, I'm sorry I failed you. By giving in to China. All for a social credit score. Liam Neeson, my uncle, my father, my great-grandfather, not really sure. But get your bugaboo. Oh, Trish, thank you so much. Oh, my goodness, there's all these donations here. You guys are amazing. Hold on, I have to see who donated. Just thank you guys. All right, Jeffrey, you were right. That's a cool tune.
Cow, you guys are
Especially with Liam Neeson.
I think
when you're doing a Liam Neeson with Trudeau, and then you add the lead guitar in the background. Everything wasn't perfect in the lead, so I'm gonna have to cut in and out. It'll be some with, some without. Kind of like what I did with LGBTQ. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I'm going to play that real quick. It's probably one of the coolest tunes, just because somebody was trying to be a goofball and throw me off my game. Sometimes people will do that. Okay, yeah, you write songs live in the moment? All right. You write a song about LGBTQ. Okay. In the moment. Now, I can guarantee you, anybody else that writes songs on this planet and even writes them live would never take on this subject without taking out a pen and writing something down. I'm going to make sure I get it right. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You tell me if I hurt anybody's feelings. At least on this one. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you're doing it. Sometimes you're doing it. You're hurting your feeling. You're not meant to do it, man. Okay? Let me close this here.
Convoy was straight fire, wasn't it? We have to do something with that. So we're looking for LGBTQ. So this is a good one too because it's not long. It's 3:33. That's a great length for a song, by the way. 3:33. All right, we got to get, there's 17 kicking it over here on the tube right now that I could see. Let's see, how 7 of you, that's all it has to do to get this over 100. We should have 100,000 views on this sucker. We don't yet right now. Check this out right here. A little song called LGBTQ written by yours truly in one moment in time. Bottom line is, I don't know what I'm ever going to say, whatever I'm going to do with this guitar.
Is that Instagrams?
But one day we did LGBTQ, and then the next day I took this out and I added a little something to it, and we got this. Check this out. Moonlight. Moonlight said, do a song about the LGBT community. We're living in a jaded world. We're looking for a little compassion, some civil action. People wake up, only got a perception in mind. Gotta open your mind. About time you see the world for what it's like. Give people a platform to stand on, say how they feel, do what they want. They can love whoever makes them smile. That's what makes me smile, and I'm here to see you smile. The LGBTQ, you say gotta have some respect for the people got their heart out there, showing how they feel, trying to find someone who feels the same way you make your life. Hey, we're here, we should have the same opportunity to come to the gold, the moments that make us all feel whole. Yeah, so give your love for LGBTQ. Oh, gotta say, it's about expressing yourself from 21 to 22. Yeah, going forward, gotta put it on the line. So, if you got a problem with someone seeking your mind, if you got a problem with someone loving someone of the other kind, you gotta get in line with your complaints. No one wants to hear a thing. 2021, it's time to open up your mind, sign the times, yeah, time to rewind. Oh, I'm talking about LGBTQ, yeah, that's it. Gotta have love for everybody, yes you do. Just put out the fires, yeah, let's come together. Let's put out the fires, yeah, let's come together. Yeah, yeah, Whatever makes you smile, I want you to be with. I wish you knew how to play the slide. Whatever makes you feel loved, that's who you should love. Yeah, yeah. Holy cow. Like literally I've never played slide in my life. I'm like, I got this like humidifier thing for the guitar. I'm like, I think sometimes it's better when you play slide when it's like a drop D tuning or something like that. When you play it regular, it just doesn't sound right. Or I just don't know how to play it really. 'Cause I just don't know how to play it. 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 I just don't know how to pl I think that's what I started with. That's not right. I don't even know what chords to play. So I don't know anything about this. At all. I don't know what the hell I'm playing. No idea. I just try to hear things and go for it. You know, I don't know what it is, though, still to this day. I think it was Paul one day was like, you should take some theory lessons just so you know what you're doing. It could only help. It's not going to hurt to learn more about the theory of music. And I just never took lessons. I just write. I don't know. I find it kind of interesting that I write at the level I write, the amount of songs I write. And I never took lessons. I didn't go to Berkeley. I didn't nothing like that. I just picked up a guitar at 18 years old. I didn't touch a guitar till I was 18. Maybe going on 18. Didn't know I had a musical ability until I was 18. I used to like hip hop.
Which you could probably tell now. It's funny. I used to laugh about when I said that, but now you could tell because most of the songs I write here have a very much hip hop vibe to them. I mean, I'm spitting out lyrics sometimes, and they're all coming out of the moment. But I do have this hip hop vibe to this stuff because I like the energy it brings to it. But clearly, it's different than hip hop. It's just something more of a blues hop. I don't know. Thank you, Virgo. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt, but maybe with some quick lessons you'll get to get Jimi Hendrix levels. Could be. Thank you so much, Texas. Yeah, it's funny. I have no idea. Like, it's there are a lot of things, Jeffrey, that I want to do that I hear in my head. I just don't know how to do. I hear them. I try to do them sometimes, but there's so much more I would like to do. There's tricks. There are tricks to playing the guitar I've never learned. Nobody ever told me them. So I'm just hearing stuff and then trying to figure it out. But there are definite tricks. And if I could get with some master and learn some of those tricks, it could only help. Oh, goodness. You're so right. Music is absolutely language. Straight up, it's like a language in its own form. That's why it's interesting. Someone said once that the energy and the emotion that an artist feels when they write a song, you will feel the same emotion. I don't know if that's true, but I do have a lot of emotion in these songs. I wonder if you guys feel what I felt when I wrote them. I'm not really sure if it's the same way, but it seems like it could be a possibility. Especially when these lyrics flash across the screen, you know what I was feeling in the moment. So I don't know. Test it out right here. I'm going to play you a song. And I want you to just kind of go along with the lyrics and tell me if you agree. This is going to be a crazy one we're playing for you. This one right here is kind of one of the craziest songs I've ever written. It has like a spoken word vibe to it. It's called, I'm just going to play it for you. No, I got to tell you. So sometimes a song comes out of this show that has so much truth in it that it's scary. This is one of those songs. It's called Sign of the Times. Oh, this is not the audio. This is not the video. Hold on. I thought I had it. Maybe it's here. Oh, maybe I didn't download it. All right, we're going to just play it I'll pull it up in the playlist. Plus, I can give you guys the link so you can give it a like too. This is called Sign of the Times. It's a bit long, but that's because there's some ridiculous lyrics here. And you can't cut lyrics like this. You'll see why. Lyrics are at the bottom of the screen. You get to read along with this one. Woo-wee. And sound off while you're watching this, if you can.
Cole, he's my mirror.
Give this a like and a comment, too. I'm not sure how many views there's been, but this is definitely whatever it is, it's not enough. Yeah, 104 views.
They said it couldn't be done.
All right, this has 104 views. Keep that in mind when you're watching it.
We're here on Sunday night. The stars are hiding, no light shining through them. You see, they started a new experiment in the sky. Mr. Billy Boy Gates trying to redirect the sun. The chemtrails, they got us on the run. Not sure where I want to go, where I can go to be safe. Do I have to be masked up every day, even when things are okay, from a CV9 day? And times, they're coming for everyone. So why are we so consumed with all the little things that can take us down? know the big things that come at the end no matter what. So live it for the moment you got. You've only got one shot in this body with this mind. It's time for you to step up and make your decision. What's gonna be? It's up to you, you got to be. You got to be. One way or other, yeah, you trust in what you hear with your ears. Oh, you're giving up, you let all your fears take over. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of the times. A sign of the times. Oh, yeah, it's a sign of the times. Yeah, yes. A sign of the times. Somewhere over the rainbow. Do you think that is possible? Or are we in a cataclysmic change of proportions we can't understand until it passes us by? We're in history books that talk about the way we acted and when it mattered most. How we treated each other, how we gave up on each other, how we decided to smother love instead of give it to each other, love one another. Yeah, we started to destroy word love. A sign of the times. It's a sign of the times. Used to have a VCR, I could put the rewind to set the walk and grab a chip, come back and still rewinding, and I got about 5 minutes more. That's fine, I keep myself occupied. Yeah, but right now you just push a button on your remote control. Yeah, you're like there, the movie's starting over. You gotta know anything you want. It just comes to you so naturally. You push a button and it's there for you. It's not realistic, no. You don't work for none of it, no. You're doing working out that thumb. Oh, you getting a real good workout with that thumb. Are you a righty? Are you a lefty? I'm thumbing that remote control. I'm changing the channel, yo. Oh, look, it's ESPN. Look, it's the PGA Tour. I don't know. Gonna watch the Olympics. It's on about 4, and I gotta check it. It's on Fox 5 tonight. Oh, really? I don't watch TV. Why? It's the Negatube. Yeah, I got nothing to do with it. Even when you're looking at the Olympics and you got people on their knees, they don't even have respect for the country they live in. Are you kidding me? I mean, what are you even doing there? Don't go if you don't respect the country you're from, so just get the frig out. I'm just saying, plenty of people stand there and cry when they win a friggin' gold. And you're gonna sit there and disrespect the country that you get to live in? The greatest country on the planet? Oh no, there's a narrative. Oh, okay. You're freaking kidding me, right? It's a sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Living by a lie. Oh my, we got the cameras on us. Let's throw the makeup on. Let's start crying. Let it all drip down my face. Yeah, let's just create a race war. How about that? We do it every couple of years when there's an election. Oh, they did it again? You're a racist country now. I'm sorry, it's fact now because they said it in the news. No matter how you are as a person, no matter if you treat people fairly, you love them for the way they treat you or how they are as a human, you're still a racist. It's the world we live in now. Everybody's so darn touchy. Yeah, nobody has a skin that's thick enough, yeah. The frig is going on. Sign, it's a 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 sign. Everybody's got some tissues in their pocket. They've got to cry all day and say, why me? I'm this new thing. I just made it up. I'm calling Markavijablagudaga. Yeah, it's this thing where I identify as Markavijablagudaga. And you can't say you think, 'cause I identify that way. It's just how I feel. I don't care how you feel, 'cause it's how I feel. Yeah, you can deal, you can make a new bathroom for me. I don't know which one I wanna go in, so just make number 3. It's a crazy world we living in, yeah, yeah. It's a sign of the times, yeah. It's a sign of the times, yeah, yeah. The sign of the times. Now people out there are really mad I'm saying this. I'm sorry, but this is the moment that is speaking to you. And I can't change the way I feel. I love you all, but we don't need to categorize everyone, no. It's simple, you're a soul, so am I. And there we get lost. On that we can sing a song. We can carry on. We can make another one. 1 turns to 2 and 2 to 4. Yeah, but when you start dividing it, there is no more. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of the times. So remember when you are being gaslit, yeah, that none of it is true. Yeah, they're all full of yeah, and if you want to take them at face value, then you got to do what you need to do. You need to run it through. It's the sign of the times. It's the sign of the times. It's the sign of the times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the sign of the times. Time is still time. You know it's going to go. It's the sign of the time. They've been lying to you. They've been telling you. They've been lying to you forever. It's a sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Love used to be a thing we cared to explore. Then all of a sudden it seems like it is not much of a concern anymore. What about that hate? Can't get enough of that. I'll just throw some on my plate. I'll throw some chipotle on it and say it's hot enough. Make it hotter anyway. What's that? I hear something coming from behind me. Need to turn around before it get me. I swear I know it's coming for me. I don't know if there's a hiding place in here. I gotta look around before I see them beat their head round the corner. Before the night's over, you know there's going to be something that's going to be out of control.
Sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the times. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the times. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the time. Sign of the time. Sign of the time. It's a sign of the times. Sign of the time. It's the sign of the times. It's the sign of the times. Yeah.
Oh, man. Is that not a powerful tune, right? Woo. Just crazy, though. That's a crazy one. When you get a chance, check out Back in Time. That one's ridiculous. It's 22 minutes long, but it's 3 songs in one. It's a song about society, then it's a song about going to outer space, and it's a song about the apocalypse all in one, and going back in time. It's crazy. It's nuts. Back in Time is a journey. It's on one of the albums. It's 22 minutes long, but I should have cut it into 3 songs. I just decided to. It's because it's the same song. It's just 3 different concepts within one. It happened live, so I left it. Anyway, so much stuff that you missed. I'm so glad. Like Jeffrey's here, for example. He's been checking out some of the new music. And by new music, I mean, realistically, guys, think about this. There's 169 songs from the last year, from the last 13 months. They're all new. These aren't like old songs. They were all written in the last 13 months. Most musicians put out 1 album a year. I just happen to be a crazy person who puts 1 out a month. But if you think about it, Ed Sheeran will put out 1 album for a year, and then he'll milk each of those songs for throughout every 1-2 months. They put out a new song throughout the year. That album gets played. I got freaking 169 songs. We were 14 songs away from bypassing the Beatles for their entire catalog. And I don't think any of my songs are Beatles, but they're definitely mine. They're definitely my songs. I'm very proud of them. And we are about to surpass the Beatles in 2 months. And they were 3 songwriters. I think Bono wrote like 1 song. What's his name? Sonny Bono. What's the guy's name? I don't even know the guy. It was Ringo Starr. I think he wrote 1 song, Yellow Submarine or something. But it was really mostly John and Paul, but they wrote 183 songs as a collective. And we're currently, and bottom line, we're actually 1 song away, because my first album that has this, that's out. So that's really 13 more songs plus the 169. We're at 182 songs out, currently out in the world. So I'm 1 song away from bypassing the Beatles. I'm just saying in 13 months, I almost beat them. And I did. I mean, honestly, if I had a producer and I had an editor, I've got 3 more albums on my phone already that I just haven't edited. A good example is the one we just listened to tonight, the Trucker song. That's going to be edited tonight. I'm cutting out this version, by the way, plus the other version. I'm going to have to do some quasi-edit, and we're going to have a Truckers tune, a convoy anthem. And then I need you guys to friggin' blast it out. Because this is the thing. I wrote the Kyle Rittenhouse song. It's on this album. And nobody heard it. I mean, we got 130 views, 140 views. It's funny, when I wrote that, Porcelain asked me to write it. I wrote it, and he's like, that's going viral, Mark. And then it's 140 views to date. It's like, and it's a Kyle Rittenhouse gem. It's a great song. It represents exactly what happened. If you go for the gun, you're going to get the gun. That's the hook. But I wrote it live. And LGBTQ, I wrote live. These are powerful songs that the entire LGBTQ community should be passing that song amongst them. They should be blasting it in their cars. LGBTQ, you got to... Now, that song's fire. But it's a weird thing when there's a friggin' firewall around everything you do. And it's my fault. I'm too outspoken. I speak out against what's going on in this world. If I was smarter, I would just shut my freaking mouth and just do the positivity, live songwriting, and the comedy, and that's it, and not make fun of Weasel Fouch and all this other stuff. But I can't stop being truthful. I can't stop expressing myself, and that seems to get me in trouble every day instead of help us get through this and find new family members and new community members. And after 3 years, you know, the only thing that bothers me is the perception that other people are like, geez, you know, like you're still at it. Like 17 people watch you while you're live. Like, you know, that's all you, like even when I was on before, some guy on TikTok goes, you got 2 people on. I'm like, so what the freak am I supposed to do about that? I can't control people finding my platform when I'm live. I'm live. I'm doing that work. Well, how am I supposed to connect with the people? I don't understand that part of it. Never been able to understand it. That's why I'm here 3 years in, still doing the show every day, but not understanding that connection that I keep disconnecting, you know, from. And I don't know. I think it just seems to me like, and it's not just me. Like I said, I think it's a lot of different platforms that are not pushing that, you know, comply and do whatever they say. If you happen to do, like the Donald Trump show got me in a lot of trouble. 35 episodes of me being Trump, ripping on Joe Biden. And you guys know, anybody who went after Joe Biden last year got slammed into a hole. I was one of the guys. But if you watch those 35 episodes, the satire. Satire died last year. But if you watch it, it's funny stuff. It should have been seen because people could have laughed through all this craziness. But I want to point out one thing. I mentioned this earlier. This is an important detail. The intention of these platforms like TikTok, even YouTube to some extent, is to get us to hate, is to get us triggered. Facebook guarantee that's exactly what it is. And I know that to be true now because every time I tune into TikTok, I see the same stupid streamer who's pushing that agenda of, if you're healthy enough, you should be mandated to get this thing. And I'm like, why are you saying that when right now there's no... Like, why? Why are people being forced to take something at all that doesn't stop you from getting the thing that you're trying to stop? And I don't want to hear that, oh, it just doesn't get you as sick, because that's not a reason to take something then. It's not risk taking something at all if it doesn't stop the thing you're trying to stop. That's the stupidest thing. This is like, it's like, I'm in Bizarro world. I'm dealing with mentally challenged people. And then this guy continues to get thousands of followers, and they just throw people at him because he's a mouthpiece. But not only that, he's a trigger point. These people, they specifically find this idiot and they're like, okay, we're going to put all of the people who hate this BS, lie after lie, the real misinformation that keeps coming at us for the last 2 years. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. We're going to throw that at them every time they tune into the platform and just piss them off. And then they're going to get triggered and they're going to just stay on our platform longer. But more importantly, it's going to create a civil war. The intention by TikTok and by these other platforms is to create a civil war. I heard something kind of scary today. If enough people are under the impression that a war is going to start, then it will start. This is about manifestation. We have to go the opposite way. We need to come together and we need to figure out how to shut off the noise and tell everybody else to join us before it's too late, because it's not even too late for them. It's too late for us too. If we don't find a way to get them here, I'm just telling you, I know this is weird to say, but if they don't get here with us to this show on a nightly basis to shut the friggin' negativity off and just step into the light for a little while, creative, get into the moment and laugh a little bit, hear the news, but laugh about the news instead of get so serious about it, we are going to just continue to slip into this hatred existence where no matter what anybody else's opinion is, that they're racist and we hate them for having it. They don't think like me, therefore they're an alien. We're going to that type of society where everybody's an alien. They're not like me, so they're evil, they're racist. All that has to be left at the door when you come here. We laugh about things, we joke about things. We don't swear here. Maybe that's also the issue. Like I noticed things that do get a lot of views, there's like F-bombs in there, and it seems like people like to hear people swear. I don't know. I try to be funny without swearing. I thought that would be commendable. Instead, it seems like they reward people who are saying messed up things. Oh, you don't have any swear words. It's too clean. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think it's just basically, I don't know. I don't think I've we're talking about getting close to 2,000 pieces of content on my platform, and nothing's ever gone viral. You know what I mean? We're like 100,000, a million, nothing. And I think there's a lot of stuff that should have, if not all of it. I mean, there's nothing bad. I don't think there's anything bad there where you're like, ugh. You may cringe because it's something so silly and childish, but you know what? That's the point of the show, is to break away from what's considered to be, adult behavior and not living within your childlike state. If we can't figure a way to connect with our childlike state, we lose our ability to be creative. We lose our ability to be happy. Being miserable by thinking about all the downfalls of life is what adults do. You need to somehow regenerate that childhood existence within yourself. This is what the show is. You rebuild some positivity, brings you back to a time you almost don't remember, when things seemed a lot more simple than they are now. So, keep spreading the word, guys. You're doing a great job. We're building. It's slow. We just need to get more people on with us when we're live. And maybe that means a different time of day, Amber said, I got a new puppy. Yes, I did. And maybe it means an earlier time of the day during the week, I'm not really sure yet. But I will say, I don't know if anybody sees my community posts when I put them up on YouTube, but I will try to notify you that way. And obviously the best way to be in touch with everything for the show is Telegram. Jeffrey just joined yesterday, and I posted all the shorts from today. I just quickly popped them into the Telegram. Hey guys, here's a new short. Hey guys, we're live. I said that when we went live on the air. You won't get notifications from YouTube, but you will get them from me or Jeffrey or somebody else in the chat is going to give you the information you're looking for. So I hope that message makes sense. We're dealing with very uncertain times, but the reality is this is intentional destruction of society stuff. They're looking to take a sledgehammer to our existence as humans and the ability for us to use our common sense. It all started with a fear-based campaign, and now we're in the middle of it, and it's not even in the middle. We're at the beginning of it. Nobody realizes this. This goes to 2025. This is World Bank information that they erased, but it was there originally. I saw it. 2025, it goes till April 2025. And they're going to push strain after strain this entire time. That's why I said from the beginning, nothing's going to work no matter what. It's going to continue on and on. And the only thing I could say is just definitely do the things we're seeing. Now they're finally starting to come around to, like in Israel, about these vitamins that they don't want us to talk about. That are really, really affordable. And don't require, any sort of prescription or Pfizer. It's a huge money grab, guys, and it's massive and it's successful. And the thing that they are selling is not successful. It's not. They use a word over and over, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying, because I don't think you can get in trouble for saying the word effective. So I'll say it. They say that all the time though. And I wonder why that freaking word is used, because that word, if you look at the definition, I wonder what the definition of the word effective is. Let's see. Let's see what the word effective is as a definition. All right. Okay, successful in producing a desired or intended result. Fulfilling a specified function, in fact, though not formally acknowledged as such. A soldier fit and available for service is effective for duty, I suppose. Yeah. So the bottom line, it's not those things. It doesn't have the desired effect, because what they said originally and what we were sold on, and again, we can't stay on this long, but I'm going to quickly say this. What we got sold a bill of goods on was that if we all do this, we can put this behind us and get back to ding, 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 normal. Remember that? Does anybody remember that? 2 weeks to get back to normal? Nobody remembers that. Nobody remembers that. What Rachel Maddow said. If you get your bugaboo, you're not going to get COV anymore. You're going to be around COV and it's just not going to bother you. It's not going to get to you because you're going to have your boogaboo. With your boogaboo, you're good. And then there's no retraction of that. It's still out there. I saw that on Twitter today. I was like, all right. Bottom line, guys, we're dealing with sheer insanity. And I don't understand why anybody thinks any of it makes sense, but some of the crazy world we live in thinks it makes sense. And I just am now at a point where I say, okay, fine. You believe what you're going to believe. Just respect it. I want to believe what I want to believe. And in that we have an agreement. We both get to believe what we'd like. And God willing, God is watching over me and my family. And I'll continue to be able to show up here every single day, unabated by some sort of thing that was created in a lab by Dr. Weasel Faraci. And that's my hope. That's my hope. I can't guarantee anything. I also can't guarantee that even if I went and got these bugaboosts and all this other crazy stuff, that I still wouldn't get sick. There's no guarantee. Any that Dr. Fleming said from the beginning, it wouldn't have any benefit one way or the other. There's something called deep thrombosis, which happens in the first couple of days when you get the cove. And that's why I think people were, having clots and all this crazy stuff. So that's what he was talking about at the very beginning. He's like, look, by the time these antibodies start to produce, you already got thrombosis. You already have people are going to start having the same issues regardless by the time they start building up those. And I don't know. That's what he said, and it seems like now that people are not, I don't know. It just bothers me so much that everything was villainized except for one thing that proves to be exactly what the people that were skeptical of it thought it would be. Ineffective. Yeah. No, you would have un in front of that. They should go out there. Look, it's not safe or effective. Oh my goodness, right, guys? It's not either or. But that's what this guy's pushing. He starts saying that the information that's on that site that starts with a V is not accurate. And the thing is when they created this indemnity shield for all the companies out there that are creating these things, part of it was that they had to maintain clean records, like accurate records. It's part of the reason why there's only 1% that's actually reported, but 1%, it means that if the total is 20 plus K of people that have croaked after, and that's a light number, that's only 1 to 10% the actual number, because most people aren't recording these adverse situations that are taking place. So, like I said, use your judgment, fam and friends. If you did it, I love you. Stay safe. And if you didn't, stay safe. Protect your family. And do not, absolutely do not go against your intuition. No matter what somebody who's in some sort of official title says. Remember, there could be a guy in a room with a freaking bullhorn. Doesn't mean any of the crap coming out of his mouth is true. You got to use your judgment. You got to do your research because you are a single individual. You get one life. I don't want to hear this other stuff too. Oh, you go to some cloud in the sky. Just remember, you get one life. You're not going to remember the next one if there is one. And you won't remember. We don't remember if there was one before, if there was one. So do what you can with this one. Wake up every day and live it. Don't hide from life. We went out to dinner like twice in the last a couple of weeks. So we're just like, we're going. What are we going to do? We can't stop living our lives just because people out there may have the sieve. What are we doing? My kids are in school every single day. Now they're talking about taking masks off. I'm happy for that. I don't want my kids wearing masks in school, like the breathing through that mask. My kid is 6 and she can't even see the teacher's face when the teacher enunciates. She missed half of this first year because she's behind a mask. They're all behind masks. And then they're running around the schoolyard without masks. And I'm like, they're all over each other. What the freak is the point of these masks? I was the one I brought it up like 2 months ago. I finally went to pick up my daughter and I'm like, I'm just looking at this, I'm telling the parents, I'm like, they're all like all over each other. Not that I have a problem with that, but why do they even have masks on? The teachers all got their bugaboos. If the bugaboos work, I'm just saying, if the bugaboos work, I said this to all of them, I'm like, then what's the point of having the kids masked if all the teachers got themselves protected? And they're like, oh, well, because, we don't want to get... And I'm like, it's weird. 50 years ago, 30 years ago, our parents did everything to protect us from things.
They were very careful about us being the downfall of some sort of plan, hatched plan. Now, 2020, 2021, going 2022, it seems like we are now interested in putting our children in front of us as shields. Oh, well, we can't get something from our kids, so we have to make sure we give them this thing that we don't know anything about. But we don't want to get the sieve, so let's make sure our children aren't the tributary and the way it gets to us. Excuse me, now all those people who did this to their little ones are still getting the thing because there's no stopping it. Oh, but you won't get really sick. Another one of those twisted moments, huh? Until another 2 months down the line, they're like, look, we got it wrong. Everybody gets whatever. It's just based on the person. I think what's interesting to find out, they have this new study we saw about this vitamin we were talking about earlier. If someone gets themselves totally filled up, the proper levels, the minerals, vitamins, etc., and they're up against somebody who got this bugaboo, what is the difference in symptoms and how severe? They say your severity goes down like 90% if you just do that one thing. You know, it's just interesting to be looking at it from that perspective, you know. Oh my goodness, famine friends. It looks like we did it again. 2 hours, 26 minutes. Again, these shows are not intended to go that long. I like to try to end them right at 2 so people want to watch the show the next day. But we get going here. And then we jammed out a little too. That I wonder if that piece of that guitar jam should be is just an instrumental. It's just like a really laid back nighttime instrumental one release. Probably not for an album, but just for, a jaunt in the park. Oh, S-Coop, you rock. Jeffrey, you rock. Thank you so much for being here with me. And tomorrow, I very much look forward to doing this all over again with you guys. Remember, tell everybody and anybody you know that this show is the one show that is live every single day of the year. And you can set your calendar to it. There won't be a day where you're like, oh, he didn't show up. Not without my doing. I will be here. 1,134 days in a row of it. Tomorrow we hit another slight milestone, 1,135 in a row. Whew. If I can, I'll get on earlier. So definitely hit up the Telegram, guys. I'm going to give you guys the Telegram again real quick. Please go over and join it. I found out something interesting. And you guys got to get over and join right away because we're starting to get close. Oh, it's 200,000. Oh. I thought it was 2,000. I looked at it, I was like, you'd only put 2,000 members in the Renaissance Man show. And I just looked. It's 200,000. So you got time. We only have 43. This right here, though, is the link so you could be number 44. Tell me what number you are when you go and give us a follow. That is the way to not only get the content and the notifications, but you could also send me a note midday if you want to say hi. That's what we've been at. And Granny sends messages. Granny's green in Telegram. And so Granny's in there and he sends over different YouTube videos. You could send over a piece of content you think I could use for the show, something like that. So definitely join us on Telegram, okay, family friends? And so Bradley Smith, my brother, and Jeffrey, my brother, Justin Angel kicking it with us again, and Kato with us again, and Mama Roo again, I love it, and Jacqueline Grace, Pamela Swan, Raven Kiefer, S-Coop, Texas Lady, for the long run, Texas Lady, I love it. Sometimes Texas Lady can't fall asleep. We keep her up. She's got it down. She's dancing around, getting into it. Sometimes we get into the inspiring moments as well that just reflect on reality. And even though those are the ones that get us in trouble and keep us in a hole, they need to keep happening. I'm trying to keep it light, but I want everybody to remember this is an entire plan to destroy us from the inside out. Don't let it happen. Bring people into this platform and we will change the world. We can do it together, but I can't do it alone. I mean, I'm doing this, but I can't get the people here. I've proven that. I need your help on that. So do what you can. You see me drop anything, a short video, live, even after this, 17 of you amazing people here right after the show, go to the actual comment of the video, go to underneath the live chat and just leave a quick comment. Thumbs up, good show, whatever. If we get 17 comments on this video, we may get more people to see this tomorrow. We have to start making a habit of just whenever you see something for this show, leave a comment, give it a like, share it with anybody you think. If you think it's funny, oh, my friend Jill will really laugh at this one. Give Jill the old share. Tell her to join us. I'll write her a freaking song. Jack and Jill went down the freaking hill. Yeah, yeah. She's a freaking prosy. Oh my goodness, guys. So till tomorrow, I'm going to run through the list again one more time, fam and friends. Bradley Smith, Jeffrey Flissick, Justin, Angel Destiny, and I got a Cato Tails, Cato Nine Tails chilling it with me. And Cato, do you really have 9 pups? I think you or 9 kitties. I think you said last time. Mama Roo, Jacqueline Grace, Pamela Swan, Raven Kiefer, S Coop, Texas Lady, and Virgo Psych. One more thing, guys. Remember, Virgo Psych, I got to get her on the show. We need to get more interviews on the show. If you watch any other streamers and you know anybody else you think would be cool on the show for an interview, I will write them a song about their program. In fact, Music Plug, who's on TikTok, he's got a couple 100,000 followers. He wants me to write him a song for his platform. I said, come on the show. We'll do a little interview about music and I'll write you a song live. Let's start doing that. You tell anybody you're a mod on their platform or you're friendly with, they're a host of a platform, hey, why don't you come on Be on the Renaissance Man show? My link is super simple. I'm going to give it to you right now. You can set up an appointment anytime if you even want to come on and talk about something you like on the show or a business you're working on. Guys, let's start connecting more and let's get people on for interviews because that is actually how Jeffrey found us, right, Jeffrey? Jeffrey found us the other day because Ron was here. Mama found us the other day because of Ron. My point is, we're going to open ourselves up to a new world if we get other interviews on here and people see how much fun we have here. Just, I don't even know how to cycle them in, but I think that's the way, is to get other people who watch other programs to see the show. And then to say it's live every day, forever. And if you can make it, come on by. If you can't, just remember it's here every day and whenever you need it. There's tons of content in the playlists. So never feel like you are down enough that you can't get through anything. I also want to point out one thing real quick just before we go. Please say a prayer for our brother Sid. Sid lost someone close to him just yesterday. And so he sent me a note. It's on one of the videos from yesterday, I think it is. If you guys want to go and leave a note, a condolence to him. He said he's going to be in and out. He's not going to really be able to be around and converse for a little while while he goes through this. So just send him some love if you can. That's Sid 45. That's our brother right there. And my heart's out to him. I already told him we're here for him if he needs anything. But I think he needs a little time alone, which is what most people should have when things like this happen. So Sid, if you are out there listening in right now, which I don't think you are, but if you are, just know I love you, buddy. And you will get through this. And hopefully, when needed, there's something on this platform that will help you. In fact, I got to say one thing that's kind of crazy. I have this theory that whenever anybody tunes into the show, it's exactly the thing they needed in that moment. If I'm playing music, or I'm in the middle of the news, or if I'm in the middle of some serious moment, that's what they needed right when they tuned in. Because the show's on for 2+ hours, and it's always something. But it's like you tune in when you need the thing that I'm actually doing, because I'm being inspired by something else. This is all the moment taking place. And therefore, if you tune in to any show, and you could just pick it out of the hat, just go back to the live, I think you can go see all the live shows that's in one folder. Just pick one. I'm pretty sure if you just fast forward and push play, it's going to wind up in a moment where you needed exactly what it is that's going on in that moment. I almost want someone to test me on that, because the show's almost been the same every day. It's just positivity, love, and creativity. So something's going on there that you missed, that you can get something from. Because I don't show up here just to show up here. I come out here to freaking burn this entire planet down to the ground the way we see it. This negativity, everything's going down to the surface. We got to build back from scratch. That's why we show up every day and blaze. Got to blaze towards the sun. Most powerful thing I know of is the sun. And we drive towards it every day. So, fam, friends, until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. You got to go away. Until tomorrow, fam and friends. Until tomorrow.